Hi everybody, welcome back to part 3. It's trumpet time. Really excited about this. Let's get going. Baddadan. Bum, 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 ah. So you've seen the recording session. Now let's go into Logic and see how I process the trumpets. This is my Logic file with the trumpet recording in. I've already started editing the ones you've heard. This is the one you haven't heard yet. And I've taken bits I like and put them in a stack. They're all different harmonies. This is what it sounds like. I can hear one or two notes is a little bit long. So I come in and have a look and I can see that I'd want to shorten this by just fading it out a little bit sooner, like that. Same with this one. The endings of notes are just as important as the beginnings. So we get a nice timing going on. That's a little bit better. Okay, so I'll probably do a bit more of that, check it all. But the next thing I want to show you is the trumpet bus. So all those channels are going into this bus here. And I've got the Neve 1073 and I'm just driving the input a little bit so it gives it a bit of bite, and also taking the bottom end out in case there's any rumble. And because I've added some gain, I've taken it down in the fader a little bit there. The next thing is going into the Studer. Again, this is for saturation, a bit like the Neve. It's giving a bit more crunch again, so these two things sound like this. You can hear it starting to break up the signal a little bit there. And the final thing is I'm compressing it with the Tube Tech. Now this has got a great compression sound. It's quite characterful and I like it for that. I don't push it too hard, but you can hear what it does. All right, next thing, bit of reverb for depth. Using the EMT plate, which is this one here. Just turn it on. You can hear it's also a little bit out of tune, those trumpets, so I'm going to have to do a bit of tuning. The final thing is the Roland Dimension D. This gives it a bit of width with that very short delay. Okay, so I could just leave it at that and say, yeah, tuning actually gives it some character, or I can go crazy and tune some of these trumpet notes. There's two different ways to do that. One is to use something like the Plug-in Alliance Crispy Tuner and just put the scale in and do a little bit of subtle tuning over the whole thing. Or if I wanted to, I could go into here and use flex pitch on Logic. So it will start analysing and then it will show me the pitches. I don't know if you've ever seen how it works, but this is what it shows you here. If I double click on there, then bring it up on the bigger screen, you can see that these are the notes on the trumpet. And so if I find that one of them is a bit sharp or flat, I can just nudge it slightly to bring it into a bit more tuning. So I think I'm just going to leave it for the moment. I quite like having things slightly out of tune with a bit of character, nothing too perfect. All right, so I'm going to bounce that out and then turn it into a sample. Oh man, I just listened to the track. I mean, I wasn't going to lay any vocals down, but I thought, yeah, let's get a few vocal samples in there. That really helps, like give it some depth. And yeah, I mean, the vocals absolutely make it. So to do an instrumental, it's going to lose something, but perhaps I'm just going to have to see how it goes. One of the things I've learned over the years is you cannot judge any piece of production until it's finished. You don't want to throw it away before you've got anywhere. So yeah, I think I'm just going to stick my guns and get some trumpet parts going, a few little vocal parts. I would love to be able to do the vocal part in this, but yeah, I'm just obviously not the right type of person. I could give it a go. What do you think? Okay, on the vocal chain, I've got extreme tuning for effect. I'm then using the distressor, which has got a shorter attack and release time, followed by the LA2A, which rounds off the sound. I'm then using on the bus a EMT 140 plate reverb, and another bus with the Roland Dimension D to give it a bit of width. Alright, so here's the exciting part. I've put my samples onto this SD card and put them on the black box. I've already put them on the pad so you can hear them nice and easily. Okay, so I don't know if I use all of them. I've been starting to put together an intro. So this is what it sounds like at the moment. So I've filtered down the drums just on the black box here. Bring in the Typhon over here. Sometimes something happens, and that was an example. So just imagine happening that in the live situation where the black box suddenly dropped the samples. It might have been because I actually pulled out the SD card and was showing it to you because I was excited. Let's just see if it's actually loaded up now, shall we? Awesome. Okay, so that is where I'm at. I've got an intro. I'm able to build it up with a few tweaks along the way. Practice that, and then I've got a drop. So the next part is just doing all the other little intricacies with the drums and starting to practice how I can manipulate the sounds. Oh yeah, I've actually got this thing over here, the O-Coast, which I was really enjoying, and I completely forgot about it. Have a listen to this. Let me just see if I can do it on its own first to begin with. Let's plug it in here. Yeah. It's quite cool. Yeah, that's pretty fun actually, isn't it? So yeah, I've got some work to do in practicing how I want to arrange that intro into the drop. Loads of options there, but yeah, it's starting to come together. Hope you enjoyed that. Please leave some comments below. I would love to hear what you're thinking. Any questions, please do ask. And see you in the next video when I put the finishing touches and start turning it into a performance. See you soon.